Warning! Warning! This episode contains swearing. So, if you don't like words any stronger than spanner or ragamuffin, then maybe this podcast isn't for you.
Dean? Gary. Gary and Dean, chatting along in a new podcast. Gary and Dean, and Gary's got hairy hands. We run around and see the world, triathlon tales, Dean's hair is curled. We talk some shit and play some games. For legal reasons, some names are changed. Oh, sorry. Gary and Dean, chatting along on a new podcast. Gary and Dean, you won't get this time back.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back. We're here for Series 2 of Behind the Medal. My name is Dean Smith.
And my name is Gary Damer.
How you doing, man?
We're still alive.
We're still here.
Wow. We've just spent about 10 minutes trying to work out how to set everything back up again. It's been that long.
Just staring at my laptop and him staring at his sound desk going, is it now? Does it work now? Is it
Why
now?
is there nothing coming out?
Why is nothing happening? So hopefully, number one, hopefully you can hear this.
Yeah.
But number two, we apologise for our absence, but we've had our summer holidays, haven't we, really?
Oh, we've been very busy. So, yeah, sorry about it taking so long.
Yeah. But thank you for those of you who have inquired about our well-being on Twitter, and those of you who have been saying, where's the next episode? Where is it? Makes us feel good. But we have basically not been running, which is why there's not been any content.
Yeah, nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
We've established many a time that we're at our most, what's the word, like most positive and most, not active, proactive, I guess.
Yeah.
When we're running and we've just not been doing that. So
No.
I wouldn't say what's the word that I'm looking for? Like we're at our most, proactive's the word, isn't
Yeah,
it?
proactive.
Yeah. We're at our peak. When
We know what words are.
Yeah, well, I won't go that far.
When we're running. No, so that since we last checked in on Series 1, we have been at...
Is that your phone?
That's my phone. Can you hear it? Is it coming through the headphones?
No.
Is it just coming through here?
Yeah. Is anyone important?
I don't think so.
No, fuck 'em then.
Oh, it's Hannah Smith. That's my little sister. Right, well, keep it in, keep the struggle. So since we last checked in from the Madrid Marathon, I have done, I think, 2 runs.
Yeah, I've maybe done 3.
Yeah.
But right, we had a really big trouble after Madrid because we had such a good time. I know we talked about that in the podcast.
Yeah.
I was constantly chasing that high, so I sort of fell off the rails a little bit.
Off the wagon.
Fell off the wagon, yeah, big time. So I was doing a lot of drinking and a lot of partying and just having a lovely time. And running very much took a back seat.
Yeah.
For a good couple of weeks, probably a good couple of months. If I'm going to be totally honest.
Well, me too. I mean, I'm sat here in a finishers t-shirt from the Manchester 10K, and that's the last time I ran, I think.
Yeah.
I did a couple of runs in preparation for that because I knew I wanted to get as close to 50 minutes as I possibly could.
So when was that? That was in May?
Yeah. And we're sat here now at the start of August.
Fucking hell, that's bad that, you know.
It is, but it's one of those things where we've spoken about before about happiness, about endorphins, and about my anxiety and how it is helped by running. Mm-hmm. I've been happy.
Yeah.
And so I've not felt... Sometimes when I'm not happy, if my anxiety is a 10 or if there's any sort of creeping of depression coming in, I can tell after 2 days that I need to go and run. Yeah. And the fact that we're sat here now talking about a few months tells me that I'm happy.
Yeah, that's good.
So
we've had a great summer though. We've had some really cool things happening.
Big events. We're going to talk about Glastonbury in a bit.
Yeah.
And it's been ace.
Yeah.
It's been ace.
Which always helps, doesn't it?
It does. However, one thing whenever because there will be a day when I wake up and I go, oh shit, I need to run.
Yeah.
And I wish I'd done it every day.
Yeah.
Because if even when I'm just training really lightly, half an hour of my day doing a little 5-6K, is nothing. It's fuck all. Half an hour. And so whenever I get to this point, I go, it's about balance. It's about keeping that motivation and loving yourself enough to be like, I'm just going to preemptively put some miles on the clock here.
Right. So there, you've said the M word there, because this is where I'm at. You've had your bit about, you know, when you went to run, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Mine's drink. I like a drink.
Yeah.
So for the last 2 or 3 months, I've been drinking quite a lot.
Yeah.
And therefore, all the motivation for going out running just completely goes, because I wake up obviously rough.
Yeah.
And then annoyed at myself that I've had a drink and not ran. And then it's just that vicious circle. So
Yeah,
that's been my 3 months of going, I really need to start running again.
Yeah.
But then I just have another drink.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's chicken and egg, isn't it, at that point? So how do you break the cycle? How does that come around? How have you done that in the past? How have you gone, right?
Just completely dragged myself out the door.
Yeah.
And gone for a run. But as you say, at the moment, I've got that. I'm feeling like I didn't need to run. I don't know. I'm sort of feel like I'm contradicting myself a bit there, because I do want to start running again. But at the moment, I'm good. I'm having a lovely time.
Yeah.
But I also do want to get back into shape again and get that running sweat on and the runner's high and all that again, just by stepping out the door and doing a couple of miles.
Yeah. I think that's the thing with me is I know in the past, so I started running over 10 years ago now. Oh no, 10 years. It's 19, yeah. So it's 10 years. I'm 29. 10 years. And what 10 years. And what the pattern that I want to break for myself is in those moments, in those months, weeks where I'm not running because I'm feeling good, I need to challenge myself to make sure that I catch my motivation before it becomes necessary. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I want to introduce it back into my day before it becomes medicinal, almost. Whilst ever I'm feeling good, why would I not go and do a run, you know? In the summer, you know, I mean, I've just been on an all-inclusive holiday, so I've put a couple of pounds on, thank you so very much. You know, and had a few beers by the sea, you know, it's all good. You have to have balance, you have to be able to treat yourself. But I know that soon as the days start to draw in a little bit, I mean, we're in August now, so it's not going to be sooner, it's not going to be that soon, but I know that as soon as the summer starts to finish, this seasonal affective disorder that we all sort of feel a little bit will creep in, and I'll be like, right, no, I need to run now, as opposed to wanting to go out and run. Need and want are two really big words that have do the same job, but have a huge difference. So yeah, we wanted to talk about motivation today, because a lot of the time I think sometimes when you we've talked about this before on the podcast, and any runner listening will have heard this sentence so many times. Oh, it's easy for you. And it's bullshit. No, it's not. It's not easy.
It's getting out the door is the hardest part, isn't it? It really is. And for me, that's the drama.
Yeah.
Once I'm out, it's fine, and then once I've started running, I find myself slipping back into it so easily.
Yeah.
Because I've done that. You know when you start running and it hurts, doesn't it? We've said it before. It's the same as driving a car. It's the same as learning how to fucking make scrambled egg. Your first go is going to be shit. Your second go is probably going to be shit.
Yeah.
Your third go is going to taste a little bit better.
Yeah.
You just got to do that. So I've done that process of it hurting, and I hate running, blah, blah, blah. I've gone past that now where I do enjoy it. So the struggle for me now is getting out the door. Once I've started doing the running, it slips back in, and I save that half an hour a day to do me run. But it's just doing that first, breaking the duck. And
I completely agree.
And that's where we're at the moment.
Yeah.
And we've talked about it over text. I know even when it's come to recording this podcast, we've had a couple of attempts to record this first one for about a month and a half now. But we've both just not committed for one reason or another.
Yeah. And I think it's a routine as well. Series 1, when we were sort of catching you guys up on where we were with our running sort of story so far, and whilst also training for Madrid Marathon, it was part of our routine.
Yeah.
We would meet up, do a long run, and record an hour worth of shite for you guys to listen to. Whereas, like, it is routine, and what you were just saying there about starting running and it hurting and you're not liking it, but then it becomes easier and easier. It's like what Scott was saying about the process. Scott Cunliffe, episode 3 of Series 1, and how the end goal of achieving things happens when you adhere to what you have to put in.
Yeah.
And so that's why I always feel when I come to the point where I need to go running for my mental health, I feel like the happy Dean let me down, because without the foresight of going, hold on, you need to run, you need to stay fit, you need to still feel like you can run through the wall, because when Sad Dean turns up, which he inevitably will do at some point, you should have looked after him better.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does. It makes total sense, and there isn't an answer to it, is there? I don't
No.
think there's.
Well, I think it's being a fucking grown up and appreciating that balance has to be adhered to. You can have, like, my all-inclusive holiday last week. Good grief, you should have seen the carbs, man, and the beers. But that's all right, because that's 1 week of 52.
Yeah.
It's these weeks, like, me mate Gary's come around to mine. My mate Tom's upstairs, and we spent the last 2 days playing Crash Bandicoot on the PlayStation, because neither of us have any work this week, so we're just chilling out. Again, that's fine in isolation, but on the back of an all-inclusive holiday, ideally, what Happy Dean should be doing for Sad Dean, just to look after him in the future, is doing some runs. I've tidied up, I've done the washing, but I think myself getting carried away with feeling nice isn't an excuse to not go out and look after oneself.
Yeah. Yeah. We're in the same place, but coming at it from different sides.
Yeah.
So let's get motivated. Let's start.
We were always going after this conversation.
Yeah.
That's what needed to happen.
Yeah, this is more for our benefit at the moment, isn't it, than the listeners of the podcast. Fucking hell, let's get our heads together and let's. Do you know, it's a cliche as well, isn't it? But let's start next week.
Yeah. No, let's do. I will start next week.
Everyone,
that was always my thing.
Dean, myself, all the listeners, let's start next week. Let's have a little word with ourselves. Monday, let's go for a little jog.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's all go.
We are you doing Manchester Half?
It's in October, innit?
Yeah.
I've been asked, but I've kind of not answered because I didn't know whether I was going away in October or not to do a run somewhere else. But I think I might. We've done it before, haven't we? And it's
it's all right. It's not the Run for All one. It's not the one that I'm wearing, the t-shirt I'm wearing now. But it's a different one. Who organises it? Wiggle? It's like a branded one.
Yeah.
And it goes more like round sale and that sort of
Yeah.
area. But no, it's a good one. We've done it before. But I'm signed up for that.
Okay.
So that's if you fancied.
Do you know what else as well? That it's when you've got something in the diary. At the moment, I've been chatting to our mate Myrna. She's always got an event coming up.
Yeah.
And I think that as well forces you out to do something.
Yeah, very true.
I've got nothing in the diary, and that is making me be a bit more lazier.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you've got that target in mind, it makes you go out and do a bit, doesn't it? I guess.
Yeah, it does. But then I guess that's kind of what I'm lamenting of myself a little bit right at this moment in time, is that just because there's nothing to train for doesn't mean I shouldn't train.
Yeah.
Because I get to a point where the idea of training for this half marathon, I don't want to say the words "it's only a half marathon" because it's still a very fucking big deal. But I know that I can do 6 weeks training and box it off and do it in sub 2.
Yeah.
So that reliance on, so maybe what it is with me, in fact, is going sub 2 is not good enough. You got to do sub 145.
I was going to say, set yourself a new target. Because that's what it is. It's the target in your mind.
Yeah.
Because you're going, again, it's only half. It sounds horrible. But you're saying it's a half. I know I can do it.
Yeah.
So why don't you go, right, well, what's your PB for a half?
128.
Oh, that's fucking quick, isn't it?
Yeah. That wouldn't happen in a few months. That's.
Well, why don't you aim for the 145 then?
Yeah.
And then, how far's away from October now? 2 months?
Yeah.
There you go. You can.
Well, August, September. Yeah, it's 10 weeks.
Yeah. So let's set the target then.
Yeah.
And then you can set your target for 145 or 140, and I'll book it in, and then we've both got that target in, and then we can do it.
Yeah.
And
What's your time then? Put your mouth where your dick is, or whatever that phrase is.
My I would go 150.
Nah, fuck that. You're fitter than me at the minute.
Yeah, but I can't run quicker than you.
Yes, you can. The last 2 marathons, you've run quicker than me. If you're putting me on record as having a time.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to. Your motivational target is the dangling carrot of the time.
Right.
My motivation is just the fucking event. I'm not asked about
Okay, fine.
how slow or quick I do it. And I just need to.
Fair enough.
So fuck off trying to get.
Sub 120.
I can't remember what my PB is. I think it's 138 or something like that.
I think it's close at 130, isn't it? It's in at
No.
133. I thought it was, no.
Maybe. I can't
Yeah.
remember. But anyway, let's book it in. Let's all motivate each other and let's do it because then we're going to be more proactive.
There's the word. Right. I'm gonna find out when it is, when the race is.
I'm
and
saying
so-
14th of October.
Okay, where I've got it in my diary here. Oh no, I don't. Oh no, 13th of October. A day out. It always comes too late. And so this the 13th of October, Sunday. Anyone listening to this who's around in Manchester wants to sign up and do it with us, please do.
Yeah.
Anyone who isn't around, feel free to travel up. But if you want to book something as close to that as possible, 10k, 5k, whatever it is for you, marathon, Ironman, whatever it is that is going to be a challenge for you, book it in and let's spur each other on through the early parts of autumn.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Perfect. This is good. This is like a communal group effort. We're bringing the community together.
Yeah.
And we're all going to succeed at life. And we're all going to have a lovely time.
Yeah, fuck Boris Johnson, right?
Fuck BoJo. So that's where we've been. We've been
Not running.
not running basically, but we have to talk about the best place on planet Earth, which was a big part of our summer, wasn't it? Glasgow.
It always is.
Yeah.
That's my 5th time, is it?
Yeah.
On the spin? And
Yeah.
it's your 3rd.
Third. Yeah. And it's just I'm still wearing the band, my wristband.
Yeah, can't let it go.
Cannot let go. It's just the best place in the world, isn't it?
Yeah, me and Gary have done a little bit of travelling. We're not, I wouldn't call us fully seasoned travellers, but everywhere that I've been is trumped by Glastonbury.
Yeah, yeah. The only thing this year, and I felt guilty because we woke up, didn't we? We woke up was it Thursday morning?
Is it it's either Thursday or Friday? I think
Very
it's Thursday.
hungover.
Yeah.
And then we remembered that there's like a 5K
Yep.
on Wednesday at Glastonbury, and we felt so bad that we should have done it for the sake of the podcast.
We should have done it. We should have spoken to some people. I had the cheekiness in my head. I was like, should we just say we did anyway and talk
Yeah.
about it? But you can't.
You
do that.
can't, no. And I felt really guilty because that would have been a good one to experience, and I just completely forgot it was
Yeah.
happening until the day after when I woke up with beer fear anyway.
Yeah.
And then
Like, fuck.
yeah. But other than that, it's just perfect. The weather was perfect.
Oh man, yeah, we should do it next year though. The run,
We've got to.
we should do it next year. It's an early start. We'd have to slow down on the beers the night before a little bit, but I want to experience it because you run right up to the famous Glastonbury sign. I think
It's a tough run because
Big time.
it's a big old hill. Like it goes up. Is that where
Absolutely.
it finishes up the hill?
I think it is. Yeah, I think you dive up to the top of there. Because for those people who haven't been to Glastonbury, first of all, do because you need to experience it.
Yeah.
Second of all, there is no way on earth without you being there could you comprehend the size of the place.
No,
Agreed.
no.
When you went first time,
Blows your mind.
it's mad.
Yeah.
It's the size of Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
That sounds like a gag, but it's not. Including obviously the site, the campsite, all the car parks and the surrounding area where Glastonbury Festival is.
Yeah.
It's the size of Middlesbrough.
Crazy,
so
isn't it?
when you say that there is a fun run at Glastonbury, you think if you've been to like a Leeds Fest or a Latitude or whatever, you think, what is it, a couple hundred yards? No, it's 5k.
Yeah.
It's
is
mad.
isn't it? It's huge. And the size of it is, like you say, it's something you can only get your head around. Where even when you're there, you can't
Yeah.
get your head around how big it is.
No, yeah.
Because I think we've still not seen it all, have we?
No, we managed to get around all the areas, but within every area there's secret areas, and within it, there's always. We've never been up to like Worthy Farm,
No.
which is where the crazy celebs are.
Yeah.
And there's always crazy parties and stuff up there. So we just need to
Blag our way in there.
blag our way in there next time, because this time we were in hospitality. Which was lovely.
Yeah.
It was really nice. We always swore we would never go out of Big Ground, which is one of the campsites there. But would we? What are we thinking now? Have we changed our minds?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm a convert, mate, and I'm a right snob anyway.
Oh, we're snobs, man.
Yeah, because that's another thing. People always say, "Oh, I couldn't camp, I couldn't do it." But listen, I'm a snob.
Hold on, but that was you though. You came up to me saying you hated this, that, and the other.
I know. Right, here's my list. Okay. I hate crowds of people.
Tick,
I hate knobheads on drugs.
tick. Yep.
and I guess I hate camping. I like camping, but I hate festival camping.
Yeah.
However, Glastonbury isn't like any of those things.
Yeah.
Because I always describe it as 200,000 people there for a lovely time. So it is busy, but everybody's friendly and everybody's nice, and
Yeah.
the camping isn't the main part of it. It's
No.
just like a little,
It's just where you rest your head
yeah.
and then bounce up and get changed and then carry on.
So when we started going to Big Ground, it was fine. We had a nice little setup.
Yep.
And then this year, like you say, we were in hospitality, so it's still camping, but we're in a little private area. But it does have like showers and sinks and toilets.
Yeah. And a coffee place close by. And
That was nice.
the best thing though for me was driving onto site, being able to park up where we parked up. Normally, the worst thing about Glastonbury is the walk from the car to where you camp, including all the queues, including exchanging your ticket for your wristband, because it's usually, how long would you say, 45 minutes, an hour maybe?
Yeah, an hour walk. Yeah.
With all your gear. That's one of the reasons why, when we were looking into changing where we were camping, this hospitality thing, it was what, 10 minutes?
It was unbelievable. 'cause
So good.
We rocked up in the car, didn't we? And we parked on the field,
Yeah.
and to our right there was a queue of people, which was like this queuing all the way down the side of the field, and we were like, "Ah, shit, is that our queue?"
I bet there was 20,000 people in that queue.
Yeah, it was
Genuinely.
massive.
Yeah.
And then we looked to the left, and we were like, "Oh no,
That's
that's
us.
our entrance." And that moment of realization where we could literally just walk in,
Yeah.
10-minute walk
Mad.
with our bags. Oh, mate, that was heaven.
Yeah.
That was absolute heaven.
Because saying that queuing up outside Glastonbury and walking with your bags is the worst part of it, I genuinely mean that. And it's not the worst thing in the world having to walk for a little while and then stop and sit down and have a beer and then walk and sit down and have a
Yeah.
beer. So the fact that the worst part, in inverted commas, was taken away and we could just wander down. It wasn't even a queue. There was just a sign that said hospitality reception. I thought there'd be like a dude there in a suit with some hot towels and a cookie, do you know? So maybe it wasn't as flash as we thought. But no, mate, it was ace. And again, like you just said, I equate it to the feeling of a marathon, but it's across
Yeah.
a week.
Yeah.
The feeling of a marathon is everyone's there for a good time, everyone's there supportive. People are there to marathons, people are there to achieve things. At Glastonbury, people are there to feel things.
Yeah.
People are there to stand in front of the pyramid stage and cry during their favourite Kylie song.
Yeah.
People are there to look after people. If you fell over in the mud at Glastonbury, you get picked up.
It's very helpful, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a helpful place.
I've been describing it recently to people who've been like, oh, you know, I don't know how you go there. I've been to Leeds Fest, I've been to Download, and it's been, you know, it's a shithole. At Leeds Fest, if you dropped your wallet, someone would be like, result, few beers for me. If you dropped your wallet, someone would find you and give you your wallet back
Yeah.
at Glastonbury.
Yeah.
It just has that feel about it.
It is a little community. Like you said, it's the size of Middlesbrough, and because it's all fenced off, it does feel like just a town centre where everyone,
Yeah.
you know, like Heartbeat, where everyone fucking knew each other, but maybe without all the crime that was in
I was going to say,
Heartbeat.
rated, Midsummer.
Maybe like Last of the Summer Wine, that's
Yeah.
a better example. But the age range is slightly below.
Yeah, a little bit. But there's the thing again. You get all walks of life there. You see these older viewers walking around. There's like big hippie fields. So it's. I mean, I like people watching, and it is like people watching Mecca.
That's
is
the best
Glastonbury.
place to do it, isn't it?
Oh God, you can just sit there in the sun, look at these people, and just dream up all their stories, their
Yeah.
little stories. It's ace. I just think it's wonderful. We were there in 2016 when the Brexit vote was
Oh yeah.
came out. Do you remember?
It was announced while we were in the fields, wasn't it?
Literally, yeah. And we just thought, can we not just shut off Glastonbury and just have the People's Republic of Glastonbury and stay
Yeah.
in the EU here?
Yeah, it was funny because when that happened, every single band sort of
Yeah.
had the same comment of going, "The world's gone to shit."
Yeah.
And I had the Sky News app. Do you remember on my phone?
Oh yeah.
And every 30 seconds, it just kept pinging up with someone quitting and resigning.
Yeah.
So every band was coming out and saying their little bit of going, "The world's gone to shit. Let's lock the gates and
Yeah.
stay here." And we were like, "Yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah, absolutely." Chris Martin or
Yeah.
whoever.
Well, he said
Cindy.
it. Yeah. Chris Martin said it right there because they closed it, didn't they, that year? And in a gig that is just out of this world. I don't give a fuck if you like Coldplay or not. Go find Coldplay Glastonbury headline 2016. It's just incredible.
Yeah.
But he said as he came on that everyone had been waiting in the mud and the rain because it fucked it down that year, didn't
it
it?
was a bad one.
And the fabric of British government had kind of changed forever, and that we were still here and all positive. And it does feel like Glastonbury, that sort of place where you can just sort of celebrate the mere fact that you're breathing in and out at
Yeah.
that moment. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I don't know. Those of you who are listening who have been to Glastonbury will be nodding along, going, "These guys can't put it into words." And those of you who haven't will be thinking, "Why cannot these guys put it into words?" But you just can't. You just can't.
You've got to go. You've literally got to go to experience it, and you can. Again, it's preach about it as much as you like, but you've got to experience it.
You have to.
We've not been wrong yet. We've not let you down, listeners, have we?
Yeah.
About the things that we recommend, and we like to think we're both quite good men of good taste.
Yeah, and we're very honest as well.
Yeah.
We talk openly about what we feel, what we our struggles, our start in running, our start in so when we say something is good, go do it.
I've never been to a festival in my life. Glastonbury is the only place. So people are amazed by the fact that I've never been to a smaller one, Leeds, Park Life, whatever. Fuck that, mate. I don't want to do that shit. I want to go to the big boys.
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah, why would you want to go once you've tasted caviar? You're not going to have a little plate of diarrhea at Leeds Fest, are you?
Although this might backfire because if we're encouraging people to go next year, it's just making it harder for ourselves to get a ticket.
Oh yeah, shit. Let's reverse on that. It's don't go.
Awful dog
Oh
shit.
my
What a
God.
dump. What a shithole.
It'll rain. You'll have all your belongings stolen.
Yeah.
You'll have to queue. Gary will piss in your wellies. Like, do not go to Glastonbury. No.
Do you like smoking? Do you hate lung cancer? And do you hate looking cool? Well, then you're in luck. Here at Simple Simon's Vaping Emporium, we've got fucking fuckloads of things you can put in your mouth and suck on. We've got loads of flavours. We've got strawberry ones, prawn cocktail ones, the breath of a dead rhino. Hey, if you can think of it, we've fucking got it. All in like one of those massive box things that makes you look a right cunt. We have run out of steak and ale flavour though, because Karen got addicted to him, the daft bitch. You've probably seen her running up and down the high street shouting, "Oh, I'm a choo-choo train." So yeah, just come on down to Simple Simon's Vaping Emporium. Even if you don't smoke, it'll just be nice to see someone. So just pop in, just come in. I'll throw in some free non-recyclable plastic straws, yeah. David Attenborough can go fuck himself. You'll find us in a van parked up outside the Manchester Royal Infirmary. Simple Simon's Vaping Emporium. There's nothing wrong with being a vapist. Okay, so this is it. Not season, I hate that word.
That's very American, isn't it?
Series 2. Everyone started saying that because of Netflix.
Yeah.
Season 2, fuck off. Series 2.
Do they have season 2 on Netflix? Do they have season on Netflix?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
British Netflix?
I think so, yeah.
Oh man, I'm going to write to my MP about that.
But people say it about BBC iPlayer stuff.
Do they?
Oh, have you watched season 2 of whatever? No. I watched series 2.
Yeah.
I just did it there though, didn't I? Right, okay, series 2.
That was interesting, wasn't it? Here's what Gary thinks about the Americanization of British culture.
Also, kissing on both cheeks. While we're on culture, that European shit of kissing on both cheeks, what
Mate,
is that about?
I have a thing, right?
That's wanker.
If I don't know you, don't you fucking dare kiss me.
Oh, yeah.
If I don't know you, why are you coming into my personal space? I prefer to wave at you from about 5 yards away than you kiss me twice on the cheeks.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
But what if someone does know you? Do you kiss on both cheeks?
Well, I don't mind that. That's a different thing. Like, I have a couple of mates who like want to kiss me like on the lips when they say goodbye, and I don't mind that. But I'm like, for strangers. Oh, Dean, this is blah blah blah.
Do you make the noise? You go mwah mwah. I never get that either.
No, I don't. I just sort of press my body against them and just like move my neck around.
Yeah.
Like that. I don't want you to touch me. If I don't know you, listen, I'm a tactile guy. I hug all my people. That's all good. But I don't know you.
Yeah.
I don't know where you've been.
I can't even remember how I was going to start. Oh yeah, that was it.
Season.
Series 2.
Season.
So this is a new year, new podcast, new diary.
It's not a new year.
It is for me. This is the start. In my mind,
All right.
we've had a year now.
Okay.
It's like a new tax year for me. This is a new
event year.
new year, new me, Gary.
Okay, cool.
New year. Happy New Year, first of all, everyone. I hope you have a good one. What's in the diary? Have you got any? Are you planning anything now, event-wise?
I have put in for London Marathon again.
Yeah, we both have actually, haven't we?
This is the, I think, 10th year that I have entered the ballot, and I have had zero luck so far. I'm hoping that it'll come off. You've put in as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
Has Dan put in?
Yeah. Don't know actually. I can't remember. Caroline has.
Caroline has, who is our pal, who is currently under construction. She's carrying a child.
She is. Yeah.
Which we're all very excited about. Probably her more than all of us, because it's
I
nothing
would
to
have
do with
thought
us.
so. Yeah.
But just to shout out her for a little while, she is obviously an incredible person. She's one of our dearest pals. But she's been like swimming pretty much every day,
Yeah.
taking over people in the lanes of the swimming pool.
It's mad, innit?
She's an absolute. We call her the pocket rocket. She's only tiny as Caroline, but my God, what an athlete!
I'm with a baby on her.
Yeah, there's two. She's swimming for two now.
Yeah.
Madness.
I wonder, does that make you float? I feel like it would.
I wanted to ask that yesterday, but I felt like it was in bad taste, and I don't know why I say that.
Yeah. It seems like a normal question. Would it make you float or would it make you sink?
I don't know. Depends how good the baby is at swimming.
Do you reckon the baby's swimming as well?
Well, when she said it,
What are we talking about?
forgive me, Gary, forgive me, dear listener. When Caroline yesterday, who is pregnant, she the baby is not yet out of the construction site, as she would call it. She said she's been swimming every day. I was like, what about the baby? As in, like, what if it drowns? How thick am I?
Mate, I mean,
Literally, that came in my mind. I went, oh, is that? I went, oh, fuck's sake.
yeah, it's in water in the belly, innit?
It's in amniotic fluid. I'm reading a book about doctors at the minute. That's how I know it.
All right. I didn't know you could read.
Right. Apart from pamphlets about various STIs.
Yeah, so she...
So, yeah, anyway, where is this conversation wandering off?
I don't know. She's entered London,
London
so
Marathon.
we've all entered London. When do you find out? Is it October?
I think it's end of October, yeah, it usually is, which then gives you November, December, January, February, March, and start of April. So it gives you plenty of time to get involved. I have booked, like I said, the Manchester half.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
So that's a nice thing. That's a good thing. It's a good size of an event to put some fear into me to go out running. I know we started this podcast talking about motivation, talking about fear, talking about Happy Dean and Sad Dean, but even Happy Dean, and even very well trained up Dean, has to put the miles in to get around a half marathon.
Yeah.
A 10k, the one we did in Manchester, which is always an absolutely fabulous day. We do it for the Christie charity, which is superb. 10k, we don't have to train that much.
No.
Which is a blessing that we have ourselves across the years that we've put these miles into our legs. But for a half marathon, I still feel like I have to really get out and lace up. Right, I've done a lot of talking. What's yours? What's your bits and bobs?
Well, I've got a big one in my sights.
Go on.
I want to do the Gold Coast Marathon.
Oh, holy night.
My auntie and uncle live in Australia, and they've always talking about. They always keep up to date with running and the podcast and things, and they've always been dangling the carrot of the Gold Coast Marathon, and they've been over there. In fact, they've been over here for a month. They went back to Australia yesterday, and the whole time they've been over there, they've been talking about it. They've been showing me pictures, and I'm really, really tempted. Well, I'm not tempted. I think I'm going to do it
Next year.
Yeah, next year. All I'm waiting for at the moment is the dates. They've not announced the date of when it is going to be.
Yeah.
Because I think it's going to be very close to Glastonbury. Because Glastonbury's the last week in June.
Yeah.
And this year, the Gold Coast Marathon was the first weekend of July.
Yeah.
Which would be very close after a week of beers at Glasgow.
It would, but we've said this before on the podcast, and I think Danny Mills said it as well in what he was talking about, that you can't ruin your training the week before.
I'd have a good go, though. I'd have a good go at ruining it. After a week of beers and pancakes and
But yeah,
burgers.
If you were strong enough going into Glastonbury, we'd do the 5k at Glastonbury.
Yeah. For a tapering.
Oh God! Justified it to yourself now.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm just preparing to justify it to myself. But I think
That'd be great, man.
yeah.
Have you ever been to Australia?
Never. And I've always wanted to go. Always. And Gold Coast, man, it just looks beautiful, doesn't
It's
it?
superb. Where do they live? Do they live?
They live it. Oh no, they used to live in Gold Coast in Queensland, but I think they live South Brisbane now. So it's not too far.
No.
So we're gonna do a couple of days with them, and then do the marathon, and then we float about a bit more. We're gonna hire a car, I think, and do a bit of sightseeing.
It's fuck. A few years ago, 2012, I think it was. I drove from Sydney all the way up to Cairns, which is a long way in a camper van, and I passed the Gold Coast, and it's gorgeous. Is the Gold Coast the same thing as Surfers Paradise?
there's a lot of surfing there. I don't know if it is Surfers Paradise. I don't know.
Because there's an amazing. Is it Gold Coast or is it Surfers Paradise or is it like saying Leeds, Yorkshire? I can't think.
Well, it's massive, isn't it, Australia? I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know if you know, listeners, but Australia's pretty fucking big.
You didn't think that Series 2 of the Behind the Medal was going to have this sort of geographical, sharp-witted insight, as Australia is pretty big. No, but it's amazing. You've got beach, gorgeous, gorgeous sea, gorgeous beach, and then skyscrapers directly off the beach.
I think that is.
Yeah.
Queensland,
oh, man.
yeah.
It's beautiful. It is beautiful.
Could I tempt you into that, or?
100%, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because Danny Tennant's coming with me.
He's
up for it?
signed up.
Yeah.
Ace.
He's in.
What are we talking Notty Ash-wise? How much is that going to cost us?
It's not going to be cheap. Like,
Yeah.
the flights are looking about 600, 700, 800.
Right.
The run itself is about 130 quid.
That's not too bad.
It's not too bad, no.
Not for a big one.
And then, obviously, accommodation and, spending money while you're over there.
Because you've never been, I will warn you straight away. They have a particular brand of wine over there. No, it's not a brand. It's like a grade of wine, I think, and it's called Goon wine.
Right.
And when I was over there, I drank so much of it, I thought the moon had crash landed into the ground. And I looked on the ingredients afterwards, and they have fish. It has fish scales in the wine.
Why?
Pass. I don't know. It's the cheapest, weirdest thing. So I guess save that until after the race.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Goon wine.
Yeah, it's a mad place. It's ace.
Well,
and you should go and see your people as well.
Yeah, 2020 July. I'm just waiting for. I don't know why it's taken, because I've been on the Twitter and things like that. They just don't seem to have posted since the run this year, which was about a month ago now.
Well, is there like a few years ago, me and you and Dan and Caroline were talking about the logistics of maybe doing the New York Marathon.
Yeah.
Then hiring a little red Corvette and driving it across the country, and then ending up in Las Vegas and doing the Las Vegas Marathon.
Sure.
But it doesn't tally up, does it? Timings wise, it's either too long or too short. I can't remember what the thing was. Is there not maybe provision that we could get two big runs in Australia?
There is provision.
Yeah.
Well, it depends if there is an event.
That's what I mean. Yeah, if there's maybe one in Cairns, or there's one in Brisbane, or if there's one in Mackay, that's a fairly big.
It just
place
depends
down
on time wise. Because I think for us, I think I'd prefer to just do the one and then have a holiday.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I think I've only got 2 weeks.
Yeah, true, yeah.
And I don't want to ruin that by doing 2 marathons. I'd rather have a marathon and then a party over there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like we've spoken about on this a number of times, when choosing where to do marathons in the world, it's always good to be able to line yourself up a good party.
Yeah.
And Australia, they know how to party over there.
Yeah.
It's great, mate. You
just a rake of goon wine all over the gaff.
Just fish guts and hallucinations all over the place.
Yeah, so that's 2020 triathlons and Aussie Marathon.
Is that the definite plan then? Is that absolutely booked off? Because you'd sent this in a text the other day, but I didn't realise it had got to this level of fascination.
Literally, I'm just waiting for them to announce a date so I can put my holidays in and get it
sick,
get it in the diary.
Ace.
And then as soon as I book my flights, I'm gonna book my flights as soon as the dates are out.
Nice.
And then everything else we can worry about it at a later date. Yeah. So a Gold Coast Marathon. If you're listening, can you hurry up and announce the dates, please?
Rated.
Send us a tweet or something, because I'm getting a bit anxious.
And if it does end up costing a fortune, if there's any listeners who are out in sunny Australia who have a spare room, or a place we can put a tent up outside,
we'll pay you in goon wine.
We'll play you in fish guts, and we promise to act just like the In-Betweeners all week and really embarrass you. Okay, so yeah, across Series 2, we are going to be introducing some new features, some of which I won't tell you, some of which we haven't even fucking written yet.
I was going to say, yeah, when I pulled my finger out and thought of a replacement.
But one thing that is going to stay with us is a Ginger Wisdom. Left a pause for the jingle.
And just stared at me really intently.
Yeah. No, here's the jingle.
Ginger Wisdom! Ginger Wisdom.
Okay, Gary, you know what's coming. Those of you who are maybe new listeners who haven't heard the show before, Ginger Wisdom is where I throw two quotes at Gary, and I want to hear what his fascinating brain does to them. They are often as not running related. Sometimes they're just general motivation. Often as not, it is just a load of
I was going to say
shit.
often they're just shit.
Yes. So I have two here for you. First one is very, very much running specific. The second one, not so much. So, you ready for the first one?
Yes.
If you don't have answers to your problems after a 4-hour run, you ain't getting them.
If you don't have answers to your problems after a 4-hour run, so that's basically saying while you're out running,
Mm-hmm.
you're sort of figuring out life.
Yeah.
Or-
Like a meditation-y type thing,
Yeah.
almost.
That sort of makes sense.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about this often before, where you're out running, you sort of go through everything in your head,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes you feel better.
Yeah.
So the thing that when you left the door, you're worrying about, like, let's say,
MOT.
yeah, MOT.
Yep.
By the time you've got home, you've realised it's not that big of a deal, and you're running endorphins have squashed it down into less of an issue.
I think so, yeah. So I mean, that's not so conceptual. I don't think this one. Whereas for me, what it's saying is a lot of the time with my anxiety, my anxiety will cling on to something that I can't control, like an MOT.
Yeah.
So if I've dropped the car off at the garage and then I come back and do a run, I know I'll be thinking, oh God, what if it's expensive? What if it's this? What if that's the other? By the time I finish the run, I have logicked my way and sort of come to terms with the fact that if it's expensive. You better get your car sorted, otherwise
Sure.
you'll end up with blazing,
Yeah.
pile
No,
of shit.
that's good, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what threw me a little bit is the 4-hour run bit, just because it doesn't have to be that, does it?
Yeah, true. But I think what it's saying is, if you think you have a huge problem, if there is something that's really pecking your head, and you've been running for 4 hours, you've had all that endorphin, you've had all that in time to think about it. If you haven't come up with a solution for that, there probably isn't one.
Yeah.
And so there's argument that you should sort of let it go to the wind.
Yeah, sort of. But it's also, I guess, saying that if you're not going to think, no, that's right, innit? If you're not going to think of the answer by the time 4 hours specifically, then get over it.
Right. Are you just tired thinking about 4-hour runs?
Yeah.
At this point. No, I liked that one because I remember absolutely being in positions where I've started a run and then all of a sudden my head has been full of these problems that I thought I had, practical problems with my place in the world at that time, and often as not, you can untangle them during a run because you don't have any distraction. Even if you've got music or a podcast in, after a while it becomes meditative because it's just feet and heart and hands and all that.
There's been times as well where I've had the stress of life weighing you down.
Yeah.
And then you go for a run, and while you're doing it, you can sort of make plans in your head about how you're going to go about solving.
Yeah.
Like you say, not even as much as an MOT, but finding time to get your tea tomorrow. You know what I mean? Nips to go, oh, if I do it that way, then I can go to the shop that way. And so it just gives you that headspace, I guess. No, yeah, that's good, that one.
Yeah. I think that's what you've just described is kind of exactly what that means, I think.
Yeah,
And as well, when you were saying that then, what I thought of as well was, sometimes when I go for a run, I feel so much bigger and stronger and more able to deal with stuff in the world that the problem shrinks in comparison. So that also applies to that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, cool.
Well done.
Next one. This is more conceptual, and I feel like
I struggle with these ones, mate.
it's only slightly. This isn't when by the time we had a ship and people were singing in the ship and you shouldn't be afraid of motorways. I can't remember what the fuck we've done before. Okay, listen up. If you hit the target every time, it's too near or too big.
I like that one.
Yeah?
Yeah, so that's saying you're not challenging yourself enough.
Yeah. So for some reason, when I read this, I immediately thought of, have you seen Disney's Robin Hood?
Yes.
You know, they have the archery contest.
Yes.
Where when it gets really tough, they move the target away from them.
Yeah.
It's like that. So if you're really good at archery, move more than a foot away.
Challenge yourself.
Yeah.
'Cause it's basically saying you can coast through life or you can achieve higher. You can aim higher.
Yeah. So you can say either, oh, I'm going to book a half marathon for October, and then you have your mate say, well, challenge yourself to move the target to 1:45 instead of 2 hours.
Yeah. No, you've done well there. They're two good choices. I like that one because that is if you're hitting a target every time, or if it's what was it?
If I've put it down now. If you hit the target every time, then it's either too near or too big.
Yeah. So challenge yourself.
Yeah.
Which is we've come a lovely full circle here. This is what we were saying at the beginning. Let's all push each other and motivate each other to have a lovely time and achieve new things.
Well, the reason why I chose them two, being the more sort of positive ones and not being the fucking crazy baffling.
Yeah.
You know, you got to squint at it and look sideways for it to make any sense. Quote is because I knew we'd already spoken at the start of this before. Not even at the start of the podcast. Pre-podcast text in between each other was like, we need to talk about motivation.
Yeah.
And our lack of motivation.
Yeah.
To A, normalize it. B, hopefully break through it ourselves. But also C, to realize that everyone has these moments where their mojo goes.
Yeah.
And by reassessing, and especially that last one. Let's challenge ourselves. Let's push to the next thing. Let's find what makes us tick. But just to sort of do a proper full circle thing, I need to address the balance of my life.
Yeah.
In those moments where I go too far one way or the other, to be fair, sometimes I can just be completely wrapped up in training and chicken broccoli, waking up, running, gymming. There needs to be somewhere in the middle, I think, there.
Yeah.
Which I think I found in the Madrid training. I think I had a nice balance, but that's slipped because I've been happy.
Mine's not even a balance anymore. It's just like one scale.
Rated.
What are them scales where it's just one of them? You know what I mean? Just like,
What?
Because in my mind's eye, I've got
like a baking scale.
Yeah.
Right. So it's one dish weighing down as opposed to like the scales of justice.
Exactly.
Rated. Yeah. That's a good analogy.
Yeah. So I've got the one ginger wisdom. I've got the one baking scale full of wine and vodka.
Okay.
Whereas I need to bring in the other side and sprinkle a little bit of running in.
Well, if it's as weighted as you say it is, then it needs to be a lot of running.
Yeah.
Or you need to take some wine and vodka out of one of them and introduce more running into the other.
Yeah, balance.
That's what I need to do. Balance.
So in Gary's cake of life at the moment, and
I love this.
I've put in too much fun.
Too much indulgence.
Yeah, and not enough. What can I use?
Hard work.
Too much hard work. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like that. In Gary's cake of life. Wow. Do you know what? I think we've got a new we've got a new segment here. Gary's cake of life.
This podcast has been a very sincere one, but I think it needed to be because we've had so much time off.
Yeah.
That we owe it to ourselves to fucking reassess, realign, readjust, put our heads back in the game to call High School Musical 1. Get your head in the game.
Gary's Cake of Life has some High School Musical DVDs in it. Unbelievable.
Not 2 and 3 though, they're shit, just 1.
No, absolutely.
Sorry.
Oh, God. You didn't know he could sing, could you? Neither did he. No, absolutely. I think it was always going to be a sincere one, but then for good measure, we threw in a vape commercial. So, it's back to business as usual on series 2.
Oh, you so close to that season.
Did you see how I caught it, though? I didn't want you to... Oh, God. You would have thrown something at me and then kissed me on both cheeks.
There we go. Series 2, episode 1. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sticking with us. Sorry about the delay again. Let's get everything back on track.
Yeah.
Because we've not even tweeted for a while. So at Behind the Medal on Twitter, or you can follow our individual ones. Mine's TV's Gary Damer, and Dean's is Dean Smith 7.
Yep.
Listen to us on your podcast and then give us a review if you don't mind, or a comment, or a thumbs up, or wherever you listen to us. That's always helpful.
Yep.
And have a lovely week.
Talk to us. If you can book something around the 13th of October, Ace, let us know where you've booked. Anyone in Manchester or the surrounding areas that want to join in with us, please do. We'll catch up with you next time on Behind the Medal.
Yeah, see you later.
See you later.